very happy today because I get to say that I closed a pretty big deal, £40,000, not monopoly money, as Michael would say. That's real cash money. I think that's like 77 Australian dollars. So very, very big deal. My biggest deal ever. Just want to say, like, thank you so much to Michael. Clout has made a massive difference in my life. I really can't put it into words. I cried yesterday, because I realized how much the barriers that were limiting the self-beliefs were there initially when I started Clout, and how much they're dust on the floor now, mate. You know what I mean? Get Michael inside your head so that when you're in a meeting and you're pitching, you can say, what would Michael do? Thank you to the Clout Academy. Big, big love.
Yo, so I'm glad that you've seen Zaki's video. Zaki's testimonial to us, is very important. Obviously for proof that, the 500K brand story creator is working, but the main thing is proof that there is people out there that actually spend this sort of money. For some of you higher level filmmakers, you'd be used to this, but for those of you that are struggling around sort of the 5,000 to 15,000, range of projects, it is a real testament to there is people out there. And so what I wanted to talk about in this video is the breakdown of what Zaki did and how we viewed it and from our point of view. So Zaki's situation before he came into Clout was Zaki was struggling with underpricing his services, which a lot of you filmmakers are feeling that. You are really sort of going through that struggling point of I don't even know how to price this. And, we've got some strategies around how to sort of create the best pricing structure based on your work, based on your current situation, based on location, because location does obviously matter. And he was feeling overwhelmed by the client's demands, and he was lacking clear structure in his pitch. So he didn't have a clear structure to the pitch, and the pitch is really, really key. Getting leads and having conversations over Zoom and everything is, if it's not structured correctly and there's not the right tonality and there's not, the right intention coming from you, where you're selling based on value, which is questions that are very sort of come from an internal sort of curiosity to find out what they actually want in terms of impact, and that can be very problematic. So he had a structure to his call. That's the first thing that we worked on, and he put in the time for this. This was one of the things. We can take some of this credit. Great, we were a guiding force. We gave him direction. We gave him the structure. We gave him things what to say. But ultimately, Zaki did this. This is a common issue for many filmmakers who can't justify high rates or don't know how to make this offer irresistible. And a lot of that does come down to intention-based conversations around this energy of creating impact and value. I have a very strong statement, which is create the highest impact in the fastest possible time with as least effort and time and energy on their end. So Zaki was like many other filmmakers out there, talented, hardworking, but struggling to break past a certain income ceiling. He was taking on too much work for too little, and this left him feeling burnt out. And a lot of you are taking on these little jobs, and it's exciting when you start getting, because you need the money and obviously you need to live, and I get that, I understand that. But when you can start to experience some of these more premium budgets and you can see that there's just similar type of work going into them, particularly for those of you that are very artsy driven and driven by your work, and you always put your best foot forward no matter what the price point is, because that was what I did back in the day. I found that I was putting in the same amount of effort for a 5,000 job for a 50,000 job. I was giving them everything. And so why this approach is not effective: Zaki's previous approach wasn't leading to sustainable growth. It led to a lot of work without enough profitability, with no clear systems for high ticket offers. We say high ticket, high level clients, high level production brands, sort of stories, these kind of things. Assets is always the thing. If you know me and you know me well, I'm always talking about the visual brand build, or building a story sort of acquisition infrastructure for a client so that they have that visual storytelling component and all them assets get used through the customer journey. And this is phase one. And then phase two is okay, now we've got clarity of message. We've got differentiation inside this offer. Now you can start to offer them phase 2, which is let's move you into story partnership. So it led to work without enough profitability, no clear systems for high ticket, without structure offers. Zaki lacked confidence in pricing, leading to inconsistent results. And this actually really does mess with your belief system. Your belief system is literally everything. When it comes to you believing in what you do, this is like, like I speak to a lot of I'm very, very blessed in terms of my circle. I'm in Dubai, which attracts a lot of wealthy people. But even when I was in Brisbane, I was in I was in like Tenerife, if you know that area. Like when I was in Sydney, I was living in Circular Quay. Like I always seem to somehow get into these really nice areas and get to meet these really guys. And a lot of these wealthy, successful people that I've come across and had the privilege to meet, they all said the same thing, that a lot of this is down to like 80% mindset. Mindset is like you have to have an unshakable belief that you are worth every single penny and more. You almost want to feel like when you're putting something in front of them that you're doing them a deal, that you're giving them more than they could ever give you. And I find that the ones that have got that mindset, that really does have a profound effect. The problem with Zaki's previous approach was simple, without a structured offer and propelling pricing. He couldn't scale. He was working too much with no predictable way to grow his income of his business, right? So the shift. So Zaki made changes like creating a clear high ticket offer. He'd spent his time, like the more you can figure out your offer and make your offer a lot more higher end and a lot more structured, that it has the value. When I say higher end, it's like, well, what is higher end? Higher end is higher value. And what is value? Value is either giving them back time, money, freedom. These are 3 of the biggest sort of value adds that you can give to people. But money in most cases is going to be the big thing, like helping them build their market share, helping them raise their perceived value so they can charge more, helping them gain trust so that their sales guys can actually close and convert deals, helping them create an emotional connection for retention and for nurturing clients that are currently already paying them maybe a month to month, right? And keeping them on their books. Like that is what we do. And if we can lean into that value, then the conversation doesn't become about, well, what's your day rate? It becomes about, well, what type of stories do we need? What kind of assets do we need? What kind of journey mapping do we need to put into this organization to help you? And this is what Zaki did. He worked really, really hard on his offer and structured it really well. So improving his pitch process, and process is everything. Like, look, we can give you the words to say, we can train you on the tonality, but if your intention isn't there, this comes from you. Now, I highlight intention a lot. Now, there's a lot more to the deal, obviously. Like if you join the 500K brand story creator, we show you how, to structure a call, and that in itself, just learning that and understanding that is going to end up like increasing your sales, at least by 10K. Like you'll at least get like 10 to 20 more K out of a client by just understanding how to doctor a client, how to, create internal pressure, how to ask the right questions, but then also knowing how to pitch phase 1, phase 2. And this is what we did with him, but it was him that actually was the one that taken and then humanized some of the things we told. We didn't tell him word for word to what to say. We gave him structure, and then he put his own personality into it and his own infused sort of aura around the script and the structure of the conversation that really helped. He started using proper pitch deck. He understood certain client pain points, and he aligned to his offer with the big picture in need. Then Zaki made the shift. He will learn how to package his expertise into a high value offer and present it with confidence. Now, confidence is again tied, and there's two C's that are connected to your bank account: your calendar and your confidence. Calendar meaning like I can look at your calendar and say, right, in the next 2 weeks, I think you're going to make this. By the amount of bookings that you have in terms of like, and that's very much like a lead gen thing. Your confidence is your unshakable confidence in your belief in yourself. With the right intention, and intention comes from, if you have good intention, that builds your confidence, right? And confidence is directly connected to your bank account. So having the confidence is a really big thing. So then Zaki made the shift. He learned how to package his stuff into high value offer, as I said, present it with confidence. He started using a pitch deck that made his offer irresistible, and it changed everything. Why this new approach works. Structuring his offer, Zaki clarified, and structuring his offer gave Zaki, clarity and confidence. And clarity is key. If you at all are feeling confused, or you don't even really understand your own terms and conditions or what the value you're bringing to the table, this will smash your sales calls. This will smash your pitches. This will destroy your ability to convert people, because there's this little thing called nuance, right? These little kind of signals that we send off that are invisible. And people, humans, I believe, are born with a sixth sense, and it's called clairsentient. We have the ability to read each other. You have the ability to read me now. I have the ability to meet you on a Zoom and read what you're really thinking. Like, and most storytellers are very good at this. Like, people that are in the arts, people that are their emotional IQ is through the roof, are very good at reading. So we have to make sure that we have clarity about what we're selling. And what is it going to do for them, which is the big thing. By positioning himself as a specialist, Zaki attracted a higher level client who respected his work and were willing to pay for the quality. And I wrote a post on my Instagram recently, like, about a lot of you guys, like a lot of guys in the film thinks that they have to be at a certain level before they can start selling these sort of higher level clients and these higher level projects. And it's simply not true. The art and science of just selling the project and then getting the right people on the team, because now you've got the money that's coming in, you now have got leverage. But the deal is if your skill set isn't up there, and this is just a side topic for those of you that are a little bit insecure around your work, the deal is this: like, go find someone that's an award-winning filmmaker and say to them, I will give you a part of this deal if you do the project for me and you teach me along the side. And I did this so many times. I used to get paid and was learning at the same time, which was really cool, because I quickly realized that if I wanted to sell something high end, I needed to sell it. But I'm like, I don't know how to do all that. I don't know how to do that cut. I don't know how to work with Premiere. At that time, I was using iMovie when I very first started. And then I moved into Premiere, started learning. I'm like, this is going to take me fucking years to get this done. And so I need someone to come in and shadow me. I need to shadow them and be their gaffer and learn. But I was the one that closed the deal. And the person that closes the deal, the one that gets the project, as you know, most powerful person in the room, because you've got the relationship. So learn that first if you are insecure about your work. So this new approach worked because he gave Zaki clarity and confidence. He stopped selling hours and started selling outcomes, which is what we talk a lot about in the 500K brand story creator model, which clients value more. He positioned himself as an expert, and clients wanted to work with someone who clearly understood their needs. And just understand, like, the greatest form of intimacy is understanding. So Zaki's offer and how it was structured. Zaki's offer included a detailed pre-production plan, strategy sessions to understand his client's vision, and high quality deliverables. Unique components of his offer included storytelling emphasis. And this is the key. Like, when you're offering something, you want to be emphasizing on the element of storytelling. Also content strategy, not just content. Use the word strategic content. This is very key. People want to know, because there's so many commodity services out there, so many video agencies that are out there just selling services, right? And it's all video, right? But it's not strategic. You know, Alex Hormozi has openly said that he spends millions on his creative director. Like, he spends millions thinking about, like, how he's going to structure his content. He's not just sitting in front of a camera and saying anything at any time. You know, and even if he does do that, it goes back to the lab, the post-production, and they cut it up, and then they time it out, and they work out which season is in which season, what's the market doing, what's the best topics to put out. Like, they structure, it's strategic. And this is what you need to be doing with your clients, is giving them strategic content, not just content, and ongoing support. Zaki's offer was structured to showcase his strengths and deliver incredible value to his clients. He wasn't just offering a service, he was offering a solution. The process includes strategy sessions, conceptualization, high quality production, most important, ongoing relationship to maximize results. Now, we're currently at the moment working out a very cool onboarding process for him. And he's going to be onboarding them and letting them know about things like referrals, and that referrals is how his business survives, because he doesn't plow lots of money into his advertising in terms of like Facebook, and that he sees this relationship not just for 6 months or 3 months, but he sees this relationship going on for 2 to 5 years. And that seats the client, because they now know they can continue working with him, and he's already stated that. And also that he has other service layers within his business, and as we go through the journey, as I said to him, he needs to be upselling to them, constantly looking at other things can he do to help them boost, you know, their business. Again, intention. His goal is to help them reach their goal. And if he can spot things that they haven't purchased from him and he can do it, he's going to upsell them into that. And so the closing statement, Zaki's journey is proof that there is the right strategy and mindset can change everything, from struggling to find clients willing to pay more to closing a 40,000. I say 40,000 British pounds to him all the time because pounds is real money. You know, it's about 50,000 US. It's about 72 something thousand Australian. Canadian, I think, is even roughly around the same. So it is a big deal. It is a big deal. You do this on a month-to-month, and you have now become a 1.2. You are literally heading up into a fairly healthy-sized business. If you're in Australia and Canada, it's like $500,000. If you're in America, and so my closing statement to you is that take something like this and realize that a lot of your time and energy sometimes needs to be divided between creating stuff and actually learning how to build a business and learning the structure of selling and learning the art and science of pitching and how to pitch so that it makes sense. But the big takeaway from this, and this is what I really want to sort of highlight, is that Zaki this is the big thing here, right here. He stopped selling hours and started selling outcomes. For those of you that are interested in my review of his work, you can comment below and I will send it to you. If you're not in the free community and you see this video somewhere else, you can join our free community. I'll put links around this video. But the idea, if you're in school right now, just comment under the video and basically I'll send you the review of the pitch before he sold it. And I know it had a bit of an impact on him. He's I'm very like, I don't like taking all the credit for everything. Obviously, we like to take some when we feel we need it, but like, he did this. He took what we said, and he's now about to transform his business because there will be no going back. You know, he had a very big healing from this process because he realized that he was worth so much more. And a lot of you watching this are worth so much more and undercharging yourself, completely overworked. And what you're looking for is the right strategies, the right guidance, the right direction. But the main thing you're looking for is accountability. You know, when I was coming up in my business, I had no one to hold me accountable except my client. So if my client was happy, I was like a dog without a lead. I wasn't really like listening to anything or anyone. And so I'll just say this to you, you know, if you're interested in chatting with me, you know, on a Zoom call or one of my team members, one of the producers, just reach out. If you want the breakdown of the video, I'll post it somewhere around this video. Just comment the word, give me pitch deck or pitch deck, and I'll send it through to you. Anyway, hope this was inspiring, and I will talk to you soon.